Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video in SQL Server video series. In last video we have learned about how to create a database. So after creating a database, how will you manage the data inside your database? There where tables comes in place. Tables is a structured format where you can store your organized data. So there are two main things in tables. One is fields and another is records. The fields are also known as columns, which is specified with data types in which type you are going to store your data. And records are also known as rows, which is the actual data you are going to store inside your tables. So you will create a table to organizedly manage your data inside your database. You can have multiple tables and you can have multiple keys to join those tables to manage the data efficiently inside your databases. So today we are going to learn how to create a table and manage it, like renaming a table, and also how to drop it and how to insert data. So now we are inside our SSMS SQL Server Management Studio. So we have created a database training DB in our last video. So let's open a new query window using the training DB. You can see there is currently no tables available for me inside this database. There is a table which we created in last video. There is no other tables. Quickly let's create a table. So right click on the table folder and click new, and you can click the table. This is a query designer window where you can actually specify the tables in an user friendly way. You can specify the column name as ID. You can choose the data types from this drop down. Let it be integer, and this column allow null values is to specify whether your column name need to allow null or to restrict the null values. As it is a ID column, I don't want to allow this as a null. So second column we can give as name, and for the name we can keep like varchar and don't want to allow nulls, and age, which is also an integer, and I don't want to allow null values. So you can also change the capacity for your variables here itself. Let me give 255. So after giving this, you can simply right click on this and save as table and give the table name as tbl underscore customer and click OK. Now your table get saved. Let's refresh the table folder. There you get the table customer. So let's close this. Now we can see the structure of our table. You have ID column, name and age. You can simply also see the columns and their data types here itself. So we have created a table using the designer in SSMS. How can we create a table in query? Let's create a table using the create command, create table, and you have to give the table name. Let's give us customer, and inside the circular brackets you have to specify the column names. Let's give ID as integer, comma, name varchar and age integer and also we can specify gender as varchar. So while seeing the name is in blue color, which specifies there is a built-in keywords. To avoid this, you can enclose this in a square bracket. And now let's create this table. Command got executed successfully. You can also refresh this and see whether the table got created. Let's see the columns. Here we get 4 columns. So we have seen like how to create tables using the designer window, also using the code. There is also another way to create tables using the existing tables. Let's say for example I want to create a table based on this schema structure. I want to create a table named as employee. So let me create that using the select star into command. I want to specify the new table name, say employee, from which schema you want to create this new table. I want to create it from customer table. So if you run this script, the table employee will get created based on the schema of customer. Also whatever the record inside the customer will be inserted into employees. Let me explain with an example. Let's quickly insert 2 rows inside a customer table. Insert into customer values let's give some name and some age and another record let's insert these 2 rows. So I have inserted these rows inside the customer table. Let's see. Two rows got affected. While let's run this query, you will got the error, the table has not been created. So still we didn't create this table. Now let's create this, run the statement. 2 rows gets affected. Let's see, the table employee has been got created based on the same schema of the customer, and also that data which are present in the customer also get inserted into the table employee. So I don't want to insert any values inside my new table, but I want the same structure of this table. If you want, so use the select into statement, but specify top 0 rows from star into the, let's say, table employee, from the customer. Now let's run the script. 0 rows got affected. Now let's see, select this table. So now the table got created with the same schema as customer, but there is no data get affected from the customer. Okay, so now we have learned how to create a table from the designer window, also using the query mode, even also from the existing tables. So now I need to rename the tables. To rename the table, you can use the sp command, or also you can use the designer also. You can click the rename and you can give like what is your table name, table customer. So now the table has been renamed to table customer. You can also use the sp rename command, execute sp rename, and you want to specify your old name, which is the table customer, comma your new name like customer. So it is renamed. Let's refresh and see. So it's got renamed again to customer. So there are two ways to rename. You can also use the script using the sp rename command, and you can also rename from here itself. So we have seen like how to create a table, how to rename. So now I don't want the table customer and table employee. Let's delete the tables. You can use drop command, drop table, and you can do specify the table name. So I have dropped the table, and also I don't want this. And I don't want this table. So I have dropped the tables. So now there are two tables present inside my database. So we have created a table, renamed it, and we have deleted some tables. So what is a temporary table and how can we create a temporary table? So temporary tables are tables which are present only for certain period of times. Let's say a temporary, let me create a temporary table. We can create temporary table customer. Now my temporary table got created. So while creating a temporary table, it will available for the session. So this is one session. I can only access this temporary table inside the session. So let me open another window and let me try to access this here. Let me show this. I can access this here. So let me try to access this in another session. Remember, I was under the same database, but it shows there is no table as TBL customer. So the table will only available for only the session where you created it. So whenever you close this session, the table will got dropped automatically. So why we use a temporary table? In some cases you need a table when you need to store some data, but you don't want to store it in your database. We just want to use it for some complex calculations, for some logics, but you don't want to store it actually. In such cases you will use temporary tables, which are greatly useful for such process. And you can create temporary tables using this create command. You can also use the select into to create the table from the existing table. Select star into, you can specify the temporary table name, table employee from employee. So the table temporary employee got created and the two rows got affected inside the temporary table. Let's see, you can also see two rows got affected from the employee table inside the temporary employee table, but the temporary employee table cannot be get accessed inside the another session. It shows invalid object name, so we can use it inside our session itself. So there is also global temporary tables where you can access the table in all sessions also. So let me create table employee as a global temporary table. So I have created the global temporary table. Let me access the table here itself, so I can get access this. So if I want to access here, let me run this. So I can also access this here itself. If I open a new session, I can also access this here also. Select star from temporary table, I can also access here. So what is a global temporary variable? Temporary table is one which you can use along all the sessions you have opened, but the global temporary table even does not get stored into the database as actual tables. Global temporary tables will be dropped once you will close all the sessions. So if you have 10 sessions, that global temporary table is accessed in all those 10 sessions. When you close the 10th session, the table get dropped automatically. So you can use the normal tables, also the temporary tables, and also the global temporary tables. Each one has its own advantages. So you can use the same sp command to rename the temporary tables as well, and you can also use the select into statement to create the global temporary table even itself from here. So in this video you have learned how to create a table, how to rename it, how to delete a table. So what is a table, what is a temporary table, and also what is global temporary tables. So and also you can generate scripts for tables that you can use to create other tables. You can generate script to create a table, to drop a table, to drop and create a table. Let me show you how to create script for the create statement of a table. If you see, the script is generating, so it's got generated. So create, you can use this script to create any other tables based on the schema, or you can also add your desired schemas and create new tables. So we have learned to create tables, rename and delete table, and a temporary table, also a global. So yeah, that's it for today. I have also provided the GitHub link where you can find the solution for today's class, and I have also provided some exercises for you. You can practice them. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe and press the bell icon so you won't miss other videos. Thank you.